This section contains 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph has 3 questions, while the second paragraph has 2 questions. Each question has 4 options, out of which one or more than one option may be correct. So let us start with the comprehension given for question number 31, 32 and 33. So series of reactions has been given to us and we have to identify the unknown compounds which are present. So we have A reacting with NaNH2 giving us B, C and NaOH. The B which was obtained over here is allowed to react with HCl and giving us D, which is a colorless liquid having boiling point equal to 37 degrees C and is highly poisonous, along with the formation of NaCl. It is further mentioned to us that benzoyl chloride, it reacts with the B which was obtained in the first reaction to form an intermediate E, and that E when reacted with methanol gives us a compound F which is a urethane. The examiner seems to be interested in the answer of the following questions. It is further mentioned to us that D reacts with benzoic acid in presence of H2SO4 to form aniline. So students, we have a very strong hint given over here. It is given that D reacts with benzoic acid in the presence of H2SO4 to form aniline. So students, this must mean that the compound D over here is HN3, which is hydrozoic acid, and we are talking about the Schmidt reaction over here. So students, it is established that the compound D is hydrozoic acid. So we can now talk about the compound B now. So if this is HN3, this must mean that the compound B has to be NaN3. Okay. So students, if we talk about the compound B, this is NaN3. And now we can talk about the neutral gas A. So students, if we talk about this neutral gas A, it has to be N2O. So N2O when reacted with NaNH2, it leads to the generation of ammonia, NaN3 along with the formation of NaOH. So now students, if we talk about the third reaction which is given to us, we have PHCOCl reacting with NaN3. So this is the Curtius reaction, students. In this case, we get an intermediate which is the isocyanate. Okay, and now when this isocyanate is allowed to react with methanol, it is going to lead to the generation of this compound. So students, we have figured out the whole reaction series now. Let us look at the questions which are given to us. So in question number 31, it says A and D respectively are. So students, we had seen that A is N2O and D is HN3. So if we look at the options which are given to us, we can clearly see that for question number 31, we have to mark the answer as option A. Let us look at the next question now. Intermediate E and the structure of the intermediate is. So if we talk about the intermediate E which was obtained, students, we know that it was PHNCO. And there's a lone pair of electrons over nitrogen which will give it a bend geometry. So students, if we look at the options which are given to us, we can clearly see that the answer to question number 32 has to be marked as option A. It is PHNCO and the structure is bent due to the lone pairs of nitrogen present. And let us look at the next question now. Question number 33. Which of the following do not represent the compound F? So if we talk about the compound F, students, we had seen that its structure was PHNHCOOCH3. So this structure is given correctly in the first option. So this will not be an answer, and all the structures apart from this are incorrect and they do not represent the compound F. So we have to select those compounds which do not represent F. So we have to mark the answer as option B, C and D. Let's look at the next comprehension now, students. Let us start with the paragraph given for question number 34 and 35. The elements in which the additional electron enters n-2f orbitals are called as F block elements. They are also called inner transition elements. There are 14 elements in the lanthanoid series and 14 elements in the actinoid series. The greater than expected decrease in size in lanthanoids is called as lanthanoid contraction. Let us start with question number 34. Which of the following is consequence of lanthanoid contraction? So option A, it says the density of post lanthanoid elements is high. This is a correct statement. If you look at option B now, density of post lanthanoid elements is low. This is not correct, students. Due to the decrease in size, the density increases. If we talk about option C now, size of elements of 4D series is greater than 5D series belonging to the same group. This is not correct, students. Size of elements of 4D series is, although it is still lesser. Let's talk about the D option now. Covalent character decreases from left to right in the hydroxides. This is also not correct, students. If you talk about the covalent character, it increases on moving from left to right. So out of these given statements, only the first option is correct. So for question number 34, we have to mark the correct answer as option A. Let's look at the next question now. Question number 35. Which of the following among the given pair of ions is or are diamagnetic? So students, if you look at the ions which are given to us, we have Ce4+. Ce4+ has a F0 configuration. It is diamagnetic. If you talk about Yb2+, Yb2+ has F14 configuration. It is also diamagnetic. And if we talk about gadolinium 3+, so gadolinium 3+ has unpaired electrons. It is paramagnetic. Then we have Ce3+. It is also paramagnetic. It has F1 configuration. If we talk about lutetium 3+, it is also diamagnetic, students. It has F14 configuration. And if we talk about Ce2+, Ce2+ shall also be paramagnetic. So students, if we look at the options which are given to us, we can clearly see that for this question we have to mark the answer as option A only. No other option contains species which are diamagnetic. Let us look at the next section now, students.